Good morning, everyone. This is Jeremy. I'm doing my week 5 discussion board video, and I'm following up to Leanne's post, and she did just such a great job. And I really enjoyed that article too, debating disruptive innovation. A little side note, it says that the reading time on there was 18 minutes, but it took me a little bit longer than that to get through it. As I was reading it, I would have told you before that what Tesla is doing to the transportation industry, what CDs did to the cassette tape industry, was disruptive innovation. But in fact, it wasn't. So what I learned this week, that's market evolution, right? And I wanted to get a better definition of this. So I read an article from the Harvard Business Review that's entitled, "What is Disruptive Innovation?" Because apparently there's a lot of people like myself that were in the wrong about it. So first, in this article, they look at what is disruption. Disruption describes a process whereby a smaller company with fewer resources is able to successfully challenge established incumbent businesses. Successfully, as incumbents focus on improving their products and services for their most demanding customers, they exceed the needs of some segments and ignore the needs of others. So I'm going to give you a couple examples of what is not and what is, okay, or what was. So what is not disruptive innovation is Uber. I would have thought Uber would have been disruptive innovation. But Uber is offering the same service to the same population with just taking it to the next level, right? Making it slightly different. So they're just evolving the market, right? Not disrupting it. Whereas whenever the iPhone came out, before cell phones were phones that you used to talk on and you could text on. But before iPhone, you didn't have a computer in your pocket. You didn't have access to the internet from your cell phone. So, though honestly, my generation and the generation ahead of me were kind of not interested, and honestly, I didn't get a smartphone until my flip phone completely broke and I couldn't replace it anymore. But whenever the generation behind me starts having buying power in the market, their needs, flip phones and cell phones were trying to sell to people in their 40s, 50s, and 60s, 30, and now all of a sudden these teens and 20s have phones and they want more internet access. So iPhone targets that audience, and then it changes the entire industry. That is a disruptive innovation. Another disruptive innovation would have been Henry Ford's way of making cars cheaper, right? Because at the time, and he said in several interviews, that if he would have asked customers at the time, how can I make transportation better, they would have said, make a faster horse, make a horse that eats less, right? Not make an assembly line where you can make petroleum-driven vehicles cheaper. So he was targeting a small amount of the population that could afford cars, made it so that they were more affordable, but most of the population were looking at better saddles, how to shoe horses better, and so that was market or disruptive innovation. I hope you guys are having a great week, and I look forward to your feedback. Stay safe.